welcome to another edition of Sound Bath. Oh no, it's not Sound Bath Sundays. It's Moon Harvest. I'm like so in my Sound Bath Sundays, and I'm not doing Sound Bath Sundays. That's like a major. What is it called when you say something that just like, whoo? I'm so used to saying, welcome to another edition. And there's no more Sound Bath Sunday so far, although I've been getting messages saying, oh no, I just started listening to you. And now you're stopping. So I don't know, maybe I'm just on holiday and then I'll come back, but who knows? With a new iteration, my hair is all standing up on edge. It's like when it wants to work with me and loves me back, it's good, but some days. Anyway, welcome to our first moon harvest of the year. Today is our 1/1 portal. Happy New Year. Oh my gosh. I'm sure a lot of us are happy that this year is over, although some of us are not so much. Interesting. I was hoping that the last of the year would last me a little longer. And my dad once sent me one thing that said that life is like a roll of toilet paper, right? It starts unraveling slowly, but then when it gets to the very end, it just like goes very, very fast. And that's how I feel that the end of the year went. And it was interesting because I made some decisions that were, I know in my heart, in my meditations, I keep getting it in my conversations with my friends, I keep getting the same exact message. And so I know that what happened was part of the divine plan. Hi, Ines. You were confused, but you're here now. That's all that matters, Ines, that you are here. Welcome, 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 and happy New Year. So I know in my heart that this was part of the divine plan. And sometimes when we surrender our life to a higher power, which is something that I have done, things will happen that make absolutely no sense. They just don't. And hindsight, you'll be able to look back and go, okay, I get it. Okay, I get it. I am not at that point. I am at the point of WTF. All right, then. Good going. And I feel like some of the decisions I made, I could have made a different decision. However, I don't regret any of my decisions, which is good. I'm sad about what happened and the chain of events that happened because of some of my decisions. However, I don't regret any of them because I've been able to sit down and really do a little bit of it's almost like an inventory of things that I've done this year. And, you know, I feel like 98%, maybe even 99% of the decisions and the choices that I've made were amazing, were correct. I've made some investments this year that have been what I felt have been the best investment ever. Best investment in my education, the best investment in my health, like the Healy, I think has been the best investment in my entire life. And it was one of those things, like when I went to live in Miami, that I made a decision in 5 minutes. Like when I went to live in Miami and then I never came back to Mexico City to live, except for a little short stint. I made that decision very, very, very quickly. Within 2 days, I decided. Within 5 days, I was literally packed and gone from Mexico City. I had a broken leg. I left with my cast on my foot, my what do you call those? ¿Cómo se llaman las muletas? crutches. I had crutches, a cast on one leg, and my portfolio, my design portfolio on the other. And that's how I left. And and a stray dog that I had picked up that I was kind enough to dump on my mom for her to take care of. Thank you very much. I keep doing that. I've done that already twice, I think, maybe three times. 3 times. Yeah, con ficticio te lo dejé un tiempo también. So Fic I got back, but it was while I was living in a sailboat. But that's another story for another day. Anyway, the bottom line is that I've made a lot of decisions this year that have been fast because I've realized that when I'm waffling and wobbling, like Esther Hicks and Abraham say, when you're wobbly, you don't manage to go on your course. Now, there are things outside of us that are going to make us wobbly already. But when the wobble comes from the inside, then it's so easy to tip the boat over. It is, and unfortunately for me, like I'm a Pisces, for me, decision making is so painful. It's literally painful when I have to choose between one thing or another. That's why I'm always going, I want this and that, this and that, this and that. And for the longest time, I was trying to do 20 things at the same time. Now, in Access Consciousness, which I've studied as well, I was a certified bars practitioner. I taught the bars. I mean, I was fully immersed in Access Consciousness, which actually also changed my entire life. It was the first time that I heard from the outside world that it was okay to do 20,000 things. It was okay to do it. And mostly what it is that when we align with who we are and we're okay with who we are, flaws and everything, then things will happen. And that is why I was talking about the word resolutions that I just simply do not agree with. I think they're stupid because the resolutions, for some reason, are not really dreams or goals. They're like, I am going to do this as of tomorrow. And in order to do the things that we decide on our resolution, we would have to probably be a totally different person. So they're really just not aligned. If resolutions were aligned with who we are, then they would probably work, right? Because they wouldn't require us to become somebody else in order to meet our goals. So when we're trying to change who we are, be somebody totally different, and try to fit ourselves in a mold, and if you guys did the test, you'll know that you stop looking at whatever is happening on the outside of the world, right? Because we're so busy trying to fit into a mold. We're busy trying to become someone we're not. And in the process, we lose sight of everything else and all the beauty and all the gifts and everything that is actually happening, that if we weren't trying to fight ourselves, we'd be able to enjoy more. We'd be able to relax more. We'd be able to receive more, and then be in complete alignment with who we are, with our desires, with every part of ourselves. We would be aligned with our beliefs, right? Our beliefs would match our thoughts, because, people say, well, our thoughts, that's where it starts. Well, I believe that, yeah, it starts with our thoughts, but there's a step before that, and that's our beliefs. Because if we have a certain belief, our thoughts would never not match our beliefs. They're just not going to go against our beliefs. I can say all the affirmations I want. I am a millionaire. I am a 7-figure earner. But if I believe, right, I have a certain belief inside of me that says, money's dirty. Oh, things never go my way. Oh, that's fine for everybody else, but not for me. Everybody else has talent. I'm not talented. I'm not worthy. I don't deserve it. We can go on with a list, and we'd be here, but still tomorrow, with all the beliefs that would not be aligned with I'm a 7-figure earner. Just simple as that. So when we don't believe that we can do something, then our thoughts are going to be aligned with the beliefs that we actually believe. And that's why a lot of us keep fighting with ourselves, with the things that we believe, because our mind is trying to change things. We're not happy with what's showing up in our life. And then we're trying to change from the outside in by repeating affirmations, by making vision boards. I was thinking about vision boards this morning and how, I've done vision boards in my life, and only a few things from the vision boards came true, right? And those things were the ones that I actually took action on. So it's like, okay, well, you have to have a vision, but if you just sit there and hang out about it, when I did one of these vision boards that I did about 5 years ago, I think it was the last vision board that I did, one of the things was to go to North Carolina with my daughter and my parents. And I began to get obsessed by it. I would not think about anything else. Every time I had any free time, I would just daydream about our trip to North Carolina, to Asheville specifically. And then what happened, I was on holiday. I was here in Mexico City. I went to my parents' sports club, which is a few blocks from here. So my dad has breakfast there every day. My mom goes to her classes. Sometimes she has breakfast, but we're there at my dad's table with his friends, right? And the director of the club, who's one of my dad's dearest friends, hi, Julia, Happy New Year. You made it. Woo-hoo. We were talking about it, and he said, oh, you want to go to Asheville? I can give you a hotel for free. And I'm like, what? He has timeshare that he bought in a tiny town here in Mexico. And because it was when they first started timeshares, it was this thing where he could go anywhere in the world, pretty much. Like he could go to Paris for 2 weeks, and he paid for, like, compared to what people paid to have a timeshare in Paris, he would have paid peanuts, right? But he could still enjoy 2 weeks in Paris or wherever he wanted. So he gives me this directory. I find this hotel. This is amazing. My mom, Noelle, and I ended up staying there for 10 days. It was an incredibly amazing trip. I was so excited. And it actually just happened, and it was beautiful. Beautiful. But I had just been thinking about it, about going to Asheville, going to Asheville, going to Asheville, going to Asheville. And then the things just aligned, because I was just everything about me was just vibrating Asheville. So I attracted everything that needed to happen for me to get there. I had the most incredible, I rented a car for like $200 for the entire week. I mean, everything was just like, the trip ended up costing us so much less that I got incredible price on the plane tickets. Things just align. But it has to be aligned with what you believe can happen. So I knew I was going to Asheville. I just knew it. And so this is one of the things that I've been trying to share with you guys, that there is this knowing that we have. When that knowing gets activated, then nothing will stand in your way. Because you know in your heart, there's no doubt about it. There's no room for doubting. There's no room for, oh, maybe it can't happen, or there's no room for a belief that would counteract that knowing of I'm having this is happening. I'm going to live through this experience. But in order to get there, one of the things I'd like to do, and it just take 2 minutes. If you didn't do it from the other day, go ahead and take 2 minutes right now. And I'm getting like attacked by ants and bitten by ants. Interesting. Ants from my mom's plants. Anyway, take 2 minutes and acknowledge your wins. Because this year can be tricky for some of us because of all the things that are happening on the outside. And because that outside energy sometimes would drag us down, then we'd start attracting what we were vibrating to, but it wasn't our internal vibration. It was our external circumstances or everything that was surrounding us. Because it was so strong, it was difficult to hold our space, to hold our eye of the hurricane. And so it's important to notice when the things we were attracting that weren't so great were really not our energy. Because if you're here, you have been working on your eye of your hurricane. You have been doing the work. And when you were in it, and when you were having it, and when you were in your power and in your knowing and in your peace, right? When you were calm and collected, even when things seemed like they were falling apart everywhere, which I have news for all of you guys. If you guys think that we're walking into 2021 and all of a sudden all that shit that was going on in 2020 is just going to magically disappear, I'm not sure. It's not going to get worse. And I don't like to be the bearer of bad news, but what I can tell you is you are stronger every day. And you will hold that center stronger, and you will be the portal of light for other people. And you'll be able to hold your frequency vibrating so high that you'll entrain others to come up to your level. And that is the magic, because no matter what is happening around, you'll get on your wobble. Yep, exactly. You'll get wobbled, but then you'll get back on track. It's like in jazz, when I was learning to sing jazz, my teachers would tell me you have to find the groove. Because I couldn't, like, I would get these tempos that were like I'd never worked with before, right? I was very for very stable 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And all of a sudden they're throwing at me 6 8s, 12 16s. Yeah, everybody loves Stacia Sweater. You know, we're getting these rhythms that I was just like, how the heck can I can't even hear the note that I'm supposed to be singing to come in to these songs, because they're playing like harmonies, they're playing fifths, they're playing sixths, they're playing eighths, and you're supposed to find that lead note and be able to start on your note when everything else is playing something different. And that is why jazz is so absolutely challenging, because it's not, you know, like when you're doing musical theater, classical songs, the harmony is just like, if you're singing a C, it's like, nah, and you know, your note is going to be nah, right? And when you're singing jazz, the note could be, hey, and you're supposed to be singing da, 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 you know, and then the notes are singing, like playing something completely different. And to find your way around, the only way to do that is to find the harmony, find a groove. Like you have to hold the time inside of your body so that no matter what is going on outside of you in any of the instruments, they will not throw you off. You're just holding your time. And you know, if you're in 6/8, you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you have to have your internal clock set to a point that nothing will throw you off from your 6/8. And that is exactly what will happen and what is happening with us as we're going through our life. We're holding on our timing, we're holding on our beat, and our beat can be happy and joyful and decisive. And no matter what shit is going on around us, we're just gonna hold it steady. and we're just going to keep it going. We're going to find our groove. I'm going to call it Finding Your Groove, the next program I'm teaching. Finding your groove, finding and holding your groove, being in that. It's almost like there is like a little channel, and when you're off, you'll feel yourself sliding all over the place. But when you hit the groove, it's like, and then you can just keep going. It's that feeling. So in order to find our groove and strengthen it, it is really important. And in order to change our beliefs, it's really important to acknowledge the decisions that we've made and the choices that we've made that got us here today. So go ahead and take 2 or 3 minutes and write at least 6 things or 6 decisions or things you've done this year that you can feel, I did this and look how good it was. Stacia has a notebook full of things, because it's been with Stacia, I've been privileged to see her growth, because it has been one thing after the other. Like, and not even, she was ending one thing and starting the other thing. There was never, I don't think, have you had a gap? Maybe 1 or 2.
Not really. It was like everything just was like, oh, here's the next thing. Here's the next. And it all built on itself. And so much of it I won. And I was like, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is why. Like, that's why. So right. Don't let me forget, I have a story for you about singing.
Oh, good, good, good. So, so yeah, it is all about finding that groove. When you find that groove, then everything just starts coming at you, and you're just there steady, and things just come. And then that's when it feels like magic. That's when it feels easy, because things just start happening as if by magic without you doing any effort. But you have done the effort, right? And the effort is to just remain, the effort is to keep yourself calm and to listen and take the opportunities when they're presented to you, instead of doubting and thinking about it and wondering where the money's going to come from. Everything that you have done this year, that you've made a choice, you found the money, even if you didn't have it, you found it. Even if you didn't have it, you found a way of negotiating or asking for payment plans or doing whatever, or getting it for free, or getting it as a gift, or something happens, even if it's at the 11th hour. So go ahead and take those 3 minutes to just keep writing on everything you've done that has made a difference. Wonderful. Okay, I hope you guys have your list. If you have more stuff, it's always amazing to enrich that stuff because it gives you all the things to be grateful for. Now, I think I've told you all about the your gratitude list. If I didn't tell you that before, it is incredibly life-changing to have a notebook by your bedside and use the what's called the hypnagogic and the hypnopompic states. They sound really fancy. It's only the 15 minutes after you wake up and the 15 minutes before you go to sleep. That's that state when you're in between states, between sleeping and awake in either direction. And when we're in that state and we write our gratitude list, all you have to do is write 5 things that you're grateful for. And that's how I started. I ended up writing huge amounts of things that I was grateful for. And it completely changed my life. It literally got me out of the complaint state and feeling like life was happening to me and I didn't like what was being handed to me. And it took me a while to understand that when I make a choice, when I've made a decision, when I set the course of my vessel into whatever direction that I've chosen, I get hit less by life. It is the same thing as tithing. Okay, and you might think like, what? Where did tithing come from? And how is that even connected? Well, it is. Because there's a thing called the Sephiros, the 10 Sephiros in Kabbalah. And there are these 10 levels of consciousness, whatever. And I don't know it very well, like scholarly. I just know enough. It's almost like I know enough, like I know electricity. I know where the switch is and where to turn the light on. This is how much I know, but that's all I need to know. Enough so I can turn the switch on. And the switch is you have 10 levels of awareness, and there's a 10th of your income falls into this area where you either choose to get rid of it by choice, wherever you want to get rid of it, or the universe will take it. Because there's a 10th of our income that doesn't belong to us. It's that energy, that fuel that keeps the machine going. And so we have to give that back. We get it, and a 10th of it has to go back into the pot. We can't keep it all. We can't hoard it all. And so that's why it's important. Like when I tithe, I know where my 10th is going, and I choose where my 10th is going. It goes to the person, the organization that gives me the spiritual food that I need to carry on. I used to tithe to Unity, the Unity Center, for years. I love Unity. There's no Unity in Philly. I found the Saint Germain Center, the Saint Germain Temple. And that's where I have been spending all of my Friday mornings at 6 in the morning, because they're amazing. They are there. The leader there travels an hour to be there at 6 in the morning, or sleeps over at the temple so that he can pray with me from 6 to 8 in the morning every Friday. And it's been so amazing. So that's where my tithe would go. And the most amazing thing is that the more I tithe, the more money that I get, the more jobs I get, the more opportunities that come my way. It's just scary at the beginning. The first time I tithed $100, and I was crying and my hand was shaking because I was like, oh my God, like my bills were $1,200, and I had like, I got a check for $1,000, and I'm like, and I'm gonna give $100 away. So now I'm not only gonna be short $200 or however much, or $500, however much it was, I'm gonna be short like an extra $100. And for me at that time, $100 was just like such a humongous amount Noelle was sitting next to me. I was writing a check. My hand was shaking. I was like, what am I doing? What am I teaching my kid? It's like, if this doesn't work, oh my God, right? And now she's like, she puts away her 10%, I believe. That's what she tells me. But I know at least she puts away her 10%. I live with 50% of what I earn. Like if a client tells me, oh, this job is like $5,000, I'm like, okay, 2,500. I immediately discount half of what is coming my way, because I know 30% I put away for taxes, which I have an incredible accountant. It's never usually 30%. It's a lot less, but that's my bracket. And then 10% is for me. So the first 10% is for me. The second 10% is my tithe. And then the 30% I put it for taxes. And if there's anything extra, I'll bring it over to my 10%, which is more than 10% now. And then I just live with 50%. And that's it. That's that. And I made that decision. And it just took me a while, because I started with, I went back from tithing 10%. Went back to 5% because I got so scared. And then I realized then I got less stuff and less opportunities. I'm like, wait a second, this is not working. So I went back up to 10. And I'm like, my goal, truthfully, would be to tithe 50%. And that's, the more you give, the more you get. So remember that. Anyway, if you'd like to share any of what, like, Julia wrote everything she got, it's just made me smile so much, right? She bought her new van. She got the casual job she'd been wanting for 7 years. She'd been after this job. And at one point she thought, I didn't get it. And I was like, I knew when she said that. I'm like, I don't know where you got that information, girl, but it's that's not what's happening. You're getting that job. I just knew it the day she told me I'm on my way to that interview. I just knew she had it. So I never, and then she told me, I didn't get it. And I felt in my body, it was a whole like, what are you talking about? And then she was like, I got it. And I was like, yeah. For me, it wasn't a surprise because I knew from the beginning that she got it. And she'd been wanting to clear all the clutter in her gym room. She got it set up. She bought her ring set. Yeah. Hopefully that didn't cause a challenge in your relationship, because I know I had something to do with that. And then the new wallet and the new purse to hold her money that flows so freely to you. You taught yourself how to do gel nails. You met the most amazing ladies, and you worked on your relationships. Absolutely. And I've been honored and privileged to watch a lot of that transformation. And it's just, it's fabulous to see you guys glowing. And if you want to share, Inez, how are you doing? Good for you, Julia. Oh, so all this time he just saw it. Timing is everything. Do you want to tell the story about the tones right now, Stacia, before we go into the meditation?
Are you ready to share? Oh, I see she was off mic. Like, go ahead. Can you talk?
Are you talking about me?
Yes.
What's the story I'm supposed to share?
No. The story is Stacia's telling a story about the tones, but we were asking you if you had stuff that you felt like, yeah, you like, I did this.
Yeah, I have a lot of stuff. This 2020, it's been a blessing in disguise for me. I feel like I've grown a lot. I've been able to do a lot of programs and participate in a lot of things that normally I don't think I would have had time for, or dare I say, even interest in. So I've really grown, I think, spiritually, and I'm not done, so I'm looking forward to the journey.
This is fantastic. Fantastic. I've been, we came into each other's energy only a few months ago, and I was like, whoa, this woman is fire. And it's too true. I've seen your growth has been, you did basically, in my humble opinion, a quantum leap since I've met you already. And it's so exciting to see it and be part of this, of your journey, of this amazing growth. And I think you're right. You're just a seedling right now, because I can see wonderful things with all of you, with all of you. And Inez, I think part of you was still doubting. I feel you still sometimes wobbling a little bit, but you get back in your groove, and
Mhm.
it's exciting to see. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for sharing. Stacia, what's the story with the tones?
So we made a joke because I had to go to Walmart, and I was like, maybe I'll just go there, belt out these notes, right? So I get ready, and our Walmart was evacuated because of a bomb threat. And I was like, okay, Christmas Eve, somebody got shot at the other Walmart. And I'm like, what the heck is happening? So I was just being funny, and I decided to tell the kids that we needed to sing. And so we all just started belting out these insane notes for no reason, but it was just, everybody thought it was funny and we had fun with it. So I didn't rewatch. I need to do that, but I thought it was just great that I was like, oh, I don't want to do this because everyone's going to wonder. And so I just brought them into it. And I thought that was pretty fun, that we were all just, ah!
That is awesome. That is fantastic, because you know what that creates? That creates deep connection
Yeah.
when you do it together. Then you guys feel closer.
Yeah. Cause we're all being silly, and yeah.
Yeah, because you give each other permission to be silly for no reason.
Yeah.
And that alone creates so much connection, because you are in the company of people that accept you just the way you are, even when you're not perfect, even when you're messing up, right? Or sounding horrible, or doing goofy stuff that other people would be like, what the heck, right? And you have people in your family going, yeah, you go, we're here with you, no matter what you do, no matter what you look like, no matter what you choose in your life, we're still here. We still have your back. And that is such a wonderful thing. And then you're like, I'm going to get this done. And I'm just not going to be like, let's play a game.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Fantastic. And then pay attention to your kids when they're like in the Zoom schools and stuff like that, to see if there's a change, or in between their relationship.
Okay.
Pay
Yeah.
attention to that and keep track of it, because you'll see when we do these things, it's almost like a mark. We're setting up these markers in our life. And I bet you that they'll never forget that day. Right? Because we have all these marks. And I hazard a guess that your kids have had marks, and they've not been the best kind of marks, of days they won't ever forget, and situations they'll never forget. So as their guardian, okay, it is a privilege to start creating markers that will overshadow any of the other shit that's gone on for you and for them. And creating new memories, and doing like, okay, these are the cards we've been dealt. We're gonna win with these cards. I don't know how we're gonna win this fucking cards that we got, but we're gonna turn this around and we're gonna win. And in the process, we're going to have fun and we're going to make so many memories that all this shit that we've got marked up is not even gonna, it's gonna pale in comparison.
Yeah.
Okay. And so it is, take it as a, play more.
Yeah.
Just play more, have more fun. Because the more fun we choose to have, the more we'll remember that. Right? When you remember when you were little, when you were laughing silly, like goofy, like I remember with my best friend, we just laugh. We just sit in my bedroom or hers and we just laugh for hours about nothing, but the stupidest, silliest things. And we'd be just like, crying. And then the more you laugh, the more you want to laugh, and the less you stop laughing. And then it just, more monkey dances. Yes, more monkey dances. All right, guys, let's get into this. I'm going to be actually interviewed with Yolanda. We're doing this summit in Spanish, and we're all having an interview on some channel at some starting at 1. So I told them I'm going to be a little late, but I don't want to be too late. So let's just be open to receiving all of our gifts. Be open to having fun. Be open to every time we start going into our groove that we've carved so well in our past, into the worry about the money, about the this, about the bills, about whatever it is that your groove is or used to be. All right. Remember, you have a new groove. It might be tiny right now compared to the other one. So once you get into that groove, go, whoa, let me just come. Remember, there's another groove you're creating, and bring yourself over. The more you do it, the less that groove is going to remain deep. It'll just fill up by itself. And eventually that groove will never show back up again in your life. And I know we can do it in this year. Forget about this lifetime. I know that this coming year, we are so close to letting go of that groove completely. We might be inching back a little bit, but now we know how to get into this one. Okay. So the more we practice, the more we make that definite choice, then it'll be like, oh, I wobbled. Let me bring myself back in. And there'll be a point where we won't even make it into that groove. We'll see ourselves going there and we'll be like, I'm going into the, nope. Bring it in, bring it in, bring it in, and then we'll stay the course. It's been an honor to spend this day with you guys. Let's go to our meditation. Let's just be open. Make sure that your shoulders are put back today. Open your chest. Feel your chest completely open to receive. Instead of putting your hands on your thighs like in front, put them on the side, just like, or if you can, just like open yourself up. Put your hands maybe in the back, maybe in the side, and just open yourself to receiving all the blessings that are ready for us. And if you feel like toning sing with us, just and keep your keep your groove, keep your note wherever you want it. If it's off key, who cares? It really doesn't matter, right? I feel the presence of Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, Jesus, Metatron, Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Raphael, right here, right beside me. All your angels, your ascended master guides. Ooh, I see all of your animals. Wow, I see my wolf there. So we're ready to cross this portal into the new year, into the new life that we are choosing. So if you want to and you feel inclined, unmute yourself and do your ahs along with me. Come sing with me as we go across this portal. Open your heart, open your mind, open your spirit. They are in alignment to receive. And as we cross this portal, know that you are whole, know that you are complete, know that you are perfect in God's eyes. We're walking past, we're walking through this beautiful portal of light into our new quantum level self, whole, complete, and perfect. Take a deep breath. And let it all go. Start coming back. Wiggle your toesies, do a little shake. It was funny, I heard all the birds singing outside. It was so nice. I love you all so much. Thank you for letting me walk alongside you in this journey. It is my honor and my privilege. And I just love you so much. I think you're the coolest group of ladies that I've ever met. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Happy New Year. And I will see you guys soon. Catch me on Facebook. I'm announcing my Sync Learning program starting next Saturday. I moved it from tomorrow because it was just too close to the holidays. So next Saturday, Sync Learning starting. Woo! Ready to rock your year. I love you, love you, love you. Mwah.